Awareness Week. As part of raising awareness on the subject, the Free State government, with a leading bank and a firm of auditors, is hosting a fraud, corruption and risk awareness seminar in Bloemfontein. The Free State has the third highest number of illegal or improper incidents behind the North West and Gauteng. In our Bloemfontein studio, we are joined by the CEO of the Free State Provincial Treasury, Godfrey Mahlatsi. Good morning, Mr. Mahlatsi. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Evan.
Mr. Mahlatsi, I wanted to ask you, the last 2 days at the conference, can you just give us a little overview of what was discussed and what you guys are looking to achieve?
Yeah, Evan, the Provincial Treasury of the Free State, together with the Association for Certified Fraud Examiners, Pricewaterhouse, Standard Bank, as well as the National Lottery, had a seminar yesterday on international fraud awareness. Since this week is an International Fraud Awareness Week, tomorrow we'll be in Kroonstad, and on Friday we'll be in Bethlehem. And the objective is basically to intensify our fight against fraud and corruption. We are trying to bring this awareness to the society, to the government officials, to the officials of the government entities, especially those in finance, supply chain management, and internal audit, so that we can come up with proactive ways of detecting crime or fraud, and as well of dealing with these fraudulent activities that are taking place within the system.
From the discussions you've had the last day or so there, so can you give us a little insight as to what are the big problems that provincial governments across the country are dealing with at the moment?
Yeah, perhaps I should indicate that what we have observed is that fraudulent activities undermines economic growth of the country in general. They increase the cost of delivering a service or of service delivery, and we are basically stealing from the poor if we get ourselves involved in this kind of activities. And what we came up with was to give or make people aware of the support that government or the environment that government has created for us to protect, especially the whistleblowers. We've got the Protected Disclosures Act that protects the whistleblowers. We have indicated to the audience that the National Development Plan, the Free State Growth and Development Strategy, as well as our medium-term strategy framework, basically addresses the issues relating to fraud. And we've got many other tools that are available. We've got fraud prevention plans, our governance structures within the province. We've got the presidential hotline in the country. We've got the provincial hotline. The Free State Provincial Treasury also has got its own hotline. We've got controls in place, but yes, we know that the fraudsters are in most cases ahead of us, you know, when it comes to planning for fraudulent activities, so we must stay alert. So that was the message that we put across.
And you need the public's awareness and the public's help in order to deal with it. But I wanted to ask you the next thing. You know, there's often a perception, especially in the media in South Africa, that fraud and corruption is very much rife and exists only in government. But if you look at the wider problem in the private sector as well, can you tell us how you are addressing this matter at this event?
Yeah, perhaps I should just indicate that the Association for Certified Fraud Examiners has done a study globally, and in this study it was discovered that the global institutions, both private, non-governmental organizations, as well as the public sector, they are losing 5% of their revenues to fraud. So basically, it's a global problem, and it's not necessarily only in public sector or in private sector. You know, there is collusion between private sector and public sector in committing these fraudulent activities.
Yeah.
So we need an effort from both the public sector as well as the private sector to combat this fraud. Otherwise, without a joint effort, as well as the public, the members of the public should always be made aware of the facilities that are available where they could report this kind of incidents if they come across them.
But before I let you go, sir, do you see a day that we say we have won the war against corruption?
We must continue fighting corruption. Like I said, that the fraudsters always come up with new ways of defrauding the system, basically. You would notice the cyber fraud that is taking place. It's new technologies that are coming forth, but, I think we are always ahead of them in the sense that we can deal with those issues.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning. That is Mr. Godfrey Mahlatsi, who is the CEO of the Free State Provincial Treasury, and they are hosting the Fraud Awareness Week in the province. Let's quickly take a look at what you are